So here we are again. Did you have a nice summer? Good. Are you looking forward to the new school year? Really? Really? You wouldn't lie to a priest. Good. All right. Well, we're going to start out the first half of the church school year at least. I have everything planned out, so we'll have something hopefully interesting to talk about. At the very least, I'll try to make it interesting. I won't quite do a song and a dance, but we'll at least make it as interesting as we can. We're going to talk about everything that is used by the church, even if the priest is the one who's doing it specifically, to prepare for Holy Communion. So we'll start with what the priest wears, with the vestments, and then we'll move to the prospora loaf, and then we'll talk about the chalice and the paten and the spear and the spoon and the star and the covers and the censer and all of the things that we use to do the service. The things that nobody sees except the altar boys, we will talk about to everybody. So today, because we're trying to be brief, because we have the Sunday school, the church school assembly, the introduction of the teachers and the preparation for the coming year to get through, we'll talk about the simplest thing of all, which is why in the world does the priest wear black? Any guess? Well, it's actually funny because somebody in the parish started a fantasy football league. Did you think I was going to say that right now? Fantasy football at a time like this. And of course, he asked the priest if I would join. And to his surprise, I said yes, which then causes him trouble because now they all have to watch their language in the fantasy football league. But then I had to pick a name for the team. So it has to be something that seems relatively sports-ish and also relatively church-ish. So I got creative and I named my team the White Throat Ravens. Anybody guess why? Because a priest looks like a raven in that he is always black, but he has a white throat. So, that's it. Now you know. That's why I talk about fantasy football. The priest always wears black. Had you noticed that? Good, except for when he's in the church, and then he wears white and red and gold and blue and silver and all of these beautiful bright colors. But when he's in the world, when he's working, when he's going to the hospital, the priest always wears black. And specifically, he wears this black robe. And I was hoping that I would have Alexi Porter here because I always put him in the black robe and then I could use him as an example of what the basic garment of the priest is. But you all know what I'm talking about, right? The black robe that has a belt around the waist, right? And the priest wears it. Some priests wear it all the time, everywhere they go. Even when they're mowing their lawn, they wear the anderi. Can you imagine mowing your lawn in a dress? Or a robe. Don't call it a dress. Because I wouldn't wear dresses. I'm a man. I have a beard. And you're not laughing at all. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, the priest wears a robe. And it's called, well, there are 3 words for it. You ready? Actually, there are 4 words. The word I learned first is cassock. Not Cossack, the Russian guys with the tall hats who dance around and throw their legs in the air, not Cossack, but cassock. And that just means that long black robe. The Greek word that I learned was anderi. But the thing is, I know some Greek words, and I don't think anderi is actually from the Greek. It might be Turkish. Shh. So now they don't call it anderi anymore. On the Holy Mountain, they call it the zostiko esoraso. Anybody want to know what that means? It's all kinds of complicated. Zostiko esoraso means belted inner robe. Because you have a belt. And it's the robe that you wear on the inside, underneath everything else. Here's something that you might not have noticed about the church and about Greeks when we're calling things in the church names. We're really creative. Do you know what the word is for this? For the stand that holds the icon? Proskinitario, which means the thing that holds what you kiss. Right? Okay. Anybody know what the word is for the altar table? It's not altar. It's Agia Trapeza, which means what? The holy table. Want to know what the name is for the chanter's stand? Analogion, which means, you're going to like this, the thing that holds the books up. Right? So it makes sense. If we're going to find a name for what the priest wears, we're going to call it the inner robe that has a belt. Because that's what we do. So the word for it is zostiko. Can you say zostiko? Zostiko. One more time. Zostiko. Or you can be complicated and say zostiko esoraso buena mav. There we go. All right. So that's what the priest wears. Do you know why he wears that? Here's the basic rule. The priest is required, when he is acting as a priest, when he is working, not when he's retired. Father Philemon is allowed to wear whatever he wants now, but I'm a working priest. I'm not retired, and a priest who is active is required to always dress as a priest. I don't get to put on shorts and a t-shirt and go to the casino. Not allowed. If I have to go to the casino, I go as a priest and I don't gamble. Right? Because priests shouldn't gamble. And if I went without what I was wearing, then maybe I could go gamble and nobody would notice. And that's why I'm not ever allowed to not wear the garment of a priest. So, does that mean I have to wear the black dress around all the time? Maybe. It means that I always have to be recognizable as a priest. And that's why I have the white thing here. Because do you ever see someone who isn't a priest wearing a black shirt with a white collar? Who have you seen wearing a white collar? Really? Well, he must have been a priest. The only priests and deacons wear the black shirt with the white plastic collar. Yes? No, actually. It's actually plastic. So not every shirt comes with the cardboard thing. The cardboard thing is just so that it looks, the collar, makes the collar look stiff so that you think it looks fancy and your mother buys it for you. That's the only reason. It's to make your mother, it's trying to trick your mother so she will think maybe that she won't have to iron it quite so much as she actually will, right? Because the cardboard makes it stiff and neat. Anyway. So that's why the priest wears the collar. That's why Father Philemon wears it. That's why I wear it. We need to be recognizable as priests because that's our job. Do I stop being a priest when I go home? No. If I boot up the PlayStation and start playing, am I allowed to yell and swear and curse at whoever I'm playing with? No. I have to always be a priest. So I always dress like a priest, so I always remember that I'm a priest, so I always act like a priest. Right? Now what's the lesson? Do any of you have something that you wear that might remind you of who you are? And what might that be? A cross. How many of you wear your cross? Uh-oh. Every Christian should wear his cross. Now here's a secret. I don't wear my cross right now, but the reason is that I wore it so much that I wore through the metal and it was about to fall off, so I have to get it fixed. Do you have a cross? Do you have a cross? Do you have a cross? Okay, kala. We should always wear a cross because we're Christians. And when we wear our cross, it reminds us that we represent Christ wherever we go and whatever we do. You don't have to wear a black dress or a plastic collar or a beard, but you do need to wear your cross. Because this is what we have for the theme of the church school. We have, whoever tries to save his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. But that comes right after when the Lord says, whoever would follow me, let him take up his cross, or her, not just the boys, let him or her take up his cross or her cross and follow me. For whoever tries to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life, whoever gives up what he wants so that he can follow me, their life will be saved. This is the Christian gospel. This is why I wear black. This is why you all should wear your cross. Not just on Sunday, but every day. Wear it under your shirt. You don't have to wear it so anybody can see it. It's a reminder for you. I am a Christian. I worship Jesus Christ, and I want to live in the way that he lives, because that is what I've committed to do. All right? Now, have a good year and a blessed day. We will bless you all with the water instead of giving andidro, because all of you already took communion. You already got andidro. You don't need any more, and we're running a little short. So, no andidro, but the holy water you get.